Immediately. Time for the next qualifying session then at the Mako Track International Racetrack. This is Tyre Power, Cairns and Mariba Queensland Kart Championship for 2025. Tag Heavy make their way out for their qualifying session. Brought to you by TJ Micro Systems, and all making their way round the circuit. On track we have in 1, Brodie Davis, 2, Will Marshall, 3, Bradley McNaught, 4, Dan Brown, 5, Riley Lagarde, 6, Lachlan Sinney, 7, Brent Redding, and look out for Brent to do it from the rear once more as they come around Kart City onto Wynnum Haulage. Down the front straightaway they go, heading into Chemsafe, on the gas through the right-hander, and then through a little lift off the accelerator in Stockman Farming, then through DC Mechanical, up they come into Boscon, and Redding goes straight to the top of the timing sheet. Brent Redding already stamped his authority. 5.587 of a second. Brent Redding goes to the pole. Now, who has an answer to Redding? Lagarde is currently in 2, Sinney in 3, Davis in 4, Marshall in 5, McNaught in 6, and Dan Brown down in 7 with work to do as they come round. This one will be the first absolute flyer on the gas. Down into Chemsafe, through Stockman Farming, on again to DC Mechanical. Thanks to Dougie for bringing me up here. Lagarde to the pole. Riley Lagarde, there he is. Riley Lagarde momentarily went to the pole. The flying number 98, and then Brent Redding took it away again. So Riley Lagarde is the driver, taking it to Redding. Lagarde on new boots has got the thing singing. The number 98 is on rails, and Dan Brown up to P3, Marshall up to 4, Davis to 5, McNaught down to 6, Sinney down to 7. Now it's all to play for, and they still have 3.5 minutes to go as Marshall decides to do it from the front. He goes P2, Will Marshall P2, but then down to 3 as Dan Brown, he goes to the top. Brent Redding, once again, back to the top. He's chasing Sinney, and Brent Redding answers every call so far as they all continue to get faster and faster. Every time he takes that pole position back, and he's got to hold it now for another 2.5 minutes. Down the hill they come through Kart City, out of TJ Micro Systems. Now they go down Wynnum Haulage, heading into Chemsafe. Through Chemsafe they go. Then a lift through Stockman Farming, into DC Mechanical, up to Boscon. Then they'll come back towards me and go through the tight right-hand hairpin of JME Painting. On they go to Safe Clean Services. Up the hill to Trinity Digger. Still Redding, Brown, Marshall, Lagarde, Davis, McNaught and Sinney. And Redding currently giving himself a little bit more space. He caught Sinney. He didn't want to go past him, and he backed it right off to get clear track. Redding, 0.209 to the good. Down Wynnum Haulage they all go. Heading through Chemsafe, onto Stockman Farming, back towards us into DC Mechanical. And then up this short inside back straightaway, Marshall holding P3 inside front row at the second row at the moment. And Marshall got the gas on. With him has got Brodie Davis, he's trying to stay with him. McNaught still trying to chase him down. Redding still 1, Brown still 2, Marshall still 3, Davis still 4, Lagarde down to 5, McNaught in 6, Sinney in 7. Still time to play out. Down they come then. Tag Heavy continuing Brought to you by TJ Microsystems, thanks to Tommy, who also gave us some cars to use while we're here. So a massive thanks to Tommy Janis for giving us cars, myself and the officials. On we go though, through Boscon, onto JME. 50 seconds to go, 40 now. Almost getting down to 30 seconds as they snake their way back up through Trinity Digger onto Way and Pay and then onto Wynnum Hornage at the top of the tree. Now they come back down and head through TJ Microsystems into Kart City. Over the line once more with Marshall. Can he go one better? Will I Am Marshall still P3? Whoa, 1.232 of a second behind the leader, but literally hundredths in it between he and Danny Brown, and provisional results in. He'll get one more. He will get one more in. Up the hill they go. Redding should be the pole sitter. Is Marshall's? Yes, he is. Marshall still on the gas, leaning hard against the turn, trying to get as much freewheeling on the inside jack as he can. Now he comes through the kink and heading down front straightaway. Will Marshall, last one on track. What does he do? Oh, look at that, 48.501, 49.3, no good, stays where he is. So it is Brent Redding with the pole. Dan Brown will be alongside him on the front row. Will Marshall and Brodie Davis will be on the second row. Riley Lagarde and Bradley McNaught will be on row 3, and Lachlan Sinney will be from the rear. We'll be back with the next live feed very soon.